great leader. So, yeah, like you said, I've been around three of those great quarterbacks, and he definitely has the traits for that all three of them showed.
Thank you.
Okay, Ryan Aber, the Oklahoman, and then Joe Bettner.
Yeah, Adrian, we talked to Bill recently, Beedenbow, and he said you were at least one of the group working at left. Where are you working out right now? And also, what are the challenges of going from right to left and some of the differences there?
I mean, I'm working everywhere. Whatever Coach B need me to be at, I'm going. So if I got to go to the left sometimes, if I go to the right, I do what is best for the group. So, I mean, the biggest difference is it's really no difference with it. I mean, probably being able to set different. It's kind of a different type of movement, but it's all practice. The more practice you get out of it, the more comfortable you gonna be with both sides. So it is all. It's been easy for that transition.
Appreciate it, Adrian.
No problem.
Joe Bettner with the Norman transcript, and then Jason Kersey.
Adrian, Bill Beedenbow's not really one to sugarcoat anything, and he had a lot of praise for you guys when we spoke with him recently. I'm curious, from your perspective, what's working well for you guys as far as through the summer and through fall camp?
I could say do everything that's been going on, in the world with the virus and everything. We did a great job as a union of sticking together and being able to work with each other, communicate with each other, not lose that chemistry, that connection that you got to have within the O-line group. So throughout the summer, I mean, we stuck together. We was together. We talked to each other. We communicated. So, it was the transition and all that. It's great. Like just being able to talk to them every day. So, the mentality is there. I can say that for sure. Like every day we approach it, it's the first time I could truly say like we out there, we all got a connection for each other. We all working to get better. There's no lackadaisical things going on out there on the field. So we all got the mentality that we're trying to get better every day.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Jason Kersey of The Athletic, and then Kerry Murdoch.
Adrian, can you, Bill was saying how everybody's sort of moved around some and you've been trying out a lot of different combinations. Can you kind of give us an idea of what that's been like for you to bounce around maybe to different positions and how that's all worked out among the group? I
mean, like I said, like we all do what's best for the group. We all do what's best for the offense. Yeah, sometimes we got to move for this position. Sometimes Coach B will be like, Adrian, you playing right. Sometimes you coming out and say, Adrian, you playing left. So all I could do is just get that in my mind and be ready for that practice. So that's how we approach it. That's how everybody in the room approaching it. We know how this time is, and we know situation that we're going to be in. So however it handles, that's how we're doing it.
Kerry Murdoch with Sooner Scoop and the Sports Animal, and then John Hoover.
Adrian, you've got a lot of young guys, at other positions, quarterback, running back. How much, I don't know, pressure is the right word, but how much of a responsibility do you guys feel as an offensive line, as a unit, to really kind of be the bedrock of the offense early?
We always put the load on us. We always put the load on the offensive line. Like Coach Riley say every day, the offense goes how the O-line goes. So, we making sure we have a good approach every practice, every meeting. So we trying to put everything on our back. Like you said, we got a lot of young guys, but we got a lot of young guys that have a lot of leadership and that can play. So we just trying to be like, the big brothers, and, we trying to show a good example for them so they all fall off on us. So we putting everything on our back.
How good are those young running backs?
Oh, they're great. They're great. Each and every one of them, they special.
Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah, let's go to John Hoover with SI Sooners, and then Keegan Renault.
Okay. So, and you mentioned the young running backs. I want to ask you about the young offensive linemen. As an older, experienced guy now, how much fun is it for you to be able to see those young guys come in, like Andrew Rame? Coach Beedenbow mentioned him as a true freshman who could be competing for time on the depth chart. How much fun is it for you to see those guys come in and compete like they're doing?
That's real fun because I know at one point I was in their shoes. I see myself in them, and like you said, we got a lot of great talent on this team this year. Like for example, Andrew Rain, Anton Harrison. We got a lot of players that could play ball, and I'm just happy just to see the competition level go way even up. Because like I said, nobody's job is secure. You know what I mean? So they push me to even go harder at practice. That's how good they are. So it's real fun just going out there every day and not just being with them, playing with them, but also competing with them.
You mentioned earlier the big brother role. Does that fit, especially for the offensive line? You like put your arms around them and kind of nurture those guys a little bit?
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's they're young. They're just getting to college. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure, and I've been there before. So any way that I could help for them to make their ride more smoother, I'm gonna be there as a big brother and help them along the way. Because when I was a kid, I was young coming in college. People like Orlando Brown, Cody Ford, Bobby Evans, Ben Powell, they all did it for me. So they showed me the way to do it for them.
Thanks, Adrian.
No problem.
We got time for just a couple more. Keegan Renault of Sooners Wire, and then Brandon Drum.
Yeah, Adrian, were you dealing with some lingering injury issues at last season, and how healthy are you heading into 2020?
I'm healthy. I'm 100%. I'm ready to roll.
Thank you.
Okay, Brandon Drum with OU Insider, and then James Hale.
Yeah, Adrian, you talked about nurturing the young guys and how you were nurtured as well. But can you talk about just the difference between this year's offensive line and the mentality? Because you guys were kind of young last year, everybody kind of being first-year starters as comparison to this year. And your mindset going to, I guess, the difference between 2018 version or 2019 Adrian Ealy to 2020 Adrian Ealy.
Like you just said, like we only had one starter, come back with, which was Creed, and we kind of, gave him the role of being a leader on the O-line because, we always knew we had 4 new starters on the O-line. So, I could say this year is different because now we know what it's like. We know we've been in those tough games, So now we could also pick up the slack of being a leader, not just Creed. Everybody on the O-line could be a leader because we got the playing time now. So, this year we got a lot of young guys on the O-line. So now that we got the experience, now we could translate to the young guys and get them ready to play.
Okay, and last question for Adrian will be from James Hale, KREF.
Thanks, Mike. Adrian, you're now an old hand on that offensive team now. How good do you feel like this team is going to be this year? What's the optimism around the offensive unit going into the season?
I mean, just coming to practice every day, looking at practice, I could tell this is going to be a special group. There's a lot of competition out there, and that's what you love to see. When you could just go out there and practice, being an older guy and look around, you can see so much talent going around at different drills, different positions. It's amazing to be able to see. So I'm ready for this season, man. It's going to be a special season.